Okay, once again, I want to talk about this video is about Omaha high-low, but this time it's about tournament high-low. Okay, and limit. I mean, there's pot limit, and then there's fixed limit. We're going to talk about the fixed limit part. As always, in just about any tournament or poker that you play, whether it's hold'em or a stud or position matters. You want to be in position. You want to be near that button area, either behind it or on it, to be the last one to make a decision so you can see what's out in front of you and what you got to deal with. One thing about the reason why I think I'm one of the best in this kind of format is because every time I play in one of these things, I go deep. Yeah, I've had many chances to win. I got second a couple of years ago at the WPT. I got fourth this year at WPT. I'm planning on playing in the Omaha high-low at the WSOP coming up this year, if everything goes right. Well, one of my secrets to going deep is my hand selection, the strength of my hand, and that's a big deal. The stronger your hand is, the less help you're going to need on the flop. Now, what I'm getting at, like I said in the other video, if you got the ace deuce or the ace three, I understand why you're going to see a flop. But don't you want to win the whole pot? So you want to have something with it. You don't want it to be dry. You don't want to have like ace deuce, eight jack, ace deuce, seven queen. Stuff like that is not a very good strong hand to have. So the stronger your hand, the more likely you're going to win the pot. I mean, you got to run, believe me, you got to run really bad. If you're playing good hands, okay, you got to run really bad not to stay in a tournament. I mean, you're going to lose a hand, but then when you win that one hand, you're right back up where you were. So, hand strength is very important. Most people do pay ace deuce and ace three if they get it, no matter what. But once again, if it's dry and you have no help with it, then you're betting just to get half your money back, get half the pot, because there's always a high and not always a low. So that's something you got to think about when you're playing this tournament. And of course, sit back and watch when you're in a tournament playing this game, which is what I do. I mean, I'm not sitting here on the damn phone watching what's going, talking to people and stuff. I'm watching every hand and seeing how it's played out. Who plays in what position? Who comes in from what position? And then when they get down to the showdown, I see what hands they're playing. Now, what this does for you, it helps you to know how to attack these players and what hands you need to beat these guys. A lot of people don't do this. They just play their cards. They look at it, okay, this is pretty good, I'm going to play it. So if you want to get better at playing this game, not only you got to study like I do, but you got to be observant. You got to watch what's going on and the flow of the table. And that's what I do well, and that's why I go deep in these tournaments. Now, I'm telling you, if you had a hand like ace deuce, like I said, 10 jack, all right, you're thinking, well, why is that a better hand than the other hands? Well, I'll tell you why. Because number one, you got the ace deuce for the nut low, okay? Now, if the flop comes high, you got ace 10 jack. You're praying a king queen comes up. Now you got it wrapped, and more likely it's a scoop pot. There's not going to be a low with the king and the 10 out there on the flop. So that's one thing I try to do. Or, I mean, if you got a card hand, a 4-card hand that are together, it's a pretty good hand. I mean, it's, for example, ace deuce 3 4. I know you're thinking, well, that's just a low. Well, if that flop comes low, you're going to get the wheel. And it's very possible you can get a 6 high straight, 7 high straight with the 3 4. So that's why your hand preparation is really critical. Now, anytime you can get an ace deuce suited in this game, it's huge. And the reason it's huge is because you're holding a nut hand. And what I mean by that is your ace deuce is the nut low. Now, when you're suited, you got the ace deuce of spades. If spades come up, you got the nut flush draw and you got the nut low draw. So ace deuce suited is a big deal in this game. And I always hope I get dealt at every hand, believe it or not, because that's not dry no matter what the other two cards are, because you got a nut high and a nut low. If you got ace deuce and your ace is not suited with something, it's not that strong of a hand as if it was suited. And for the same reason I just told you, because if the flop comes high and it comes spades, boom, you got the whole thing. Now, if the flop comes high and you don't have the spade draw, it's an easy fold. So you don't lose more chips in a tournament. So when you're in a tournament, you got to be observant. You got to have strong hands to start with. And I guarantee you'll start running deeper in tournaments if you don't play any 4 cards all the time. And you may think this is crazy, but let's just say you got 8, 9 of clubs and king, queen of diamonds. That is not a very strong hand, guys. It's really not. You got to hit a perfect flop to get a straight or a flush, and then that flush is not the nut because you don't have the ace. You got the king, queen. So, you got to pick the right hands and the right positions, and you will see if you start with a strong starting hand, you're going to get more, you're going to win more pots, you're going to last longer in tournaments, and possibly get yourself a win. So I'm going to get off there, and once again, I appreciate everybody following me, and if you need a snack, you know where I'm at. I'm at the area. Coming, I'm going to give you a snack. How's that sound? I thought you'd like that. Okay. All right, well, listen, everyone, have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.